Welcome to the Dr. Erin Show. May you live your truth. Good morning from Los Angeles. Each morning we come together to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. Together we are waking up the world. So let's do this thing. The miracle of prayer. So I think it's a fascinating topic because if you were anything like me, I used to kind of laugh at people that would talk about prayer, thinking that they were praying to a man in the sky and being delusional to not take action within their lives. And it's been one of the most transformational experiences of my life, this thing called prayer. So I've been so honored to be part of a group this week up at this beautiful home. A dear friend of mine, Niyc Pigeon, is holding a retreat for these extraordinary women in business, really committed to their own self-development. And they were open-minded enough to do a session of subconscious work. And I went through some prayer work with them, knowing that prayer work really is just expanding your own mind. And the next day, I went up to go see the women, and 3 of them came up to me and said that they had demonstrated, meaning that the prayer had somehow miraculously affected their life. They didn't know if it was the prayer, but they had kind of some extraordinary things that happened. So one gal, we had done a little bit of prayer work on her mindset around her business and everything. And she said within the next 24 hours, she had $16,000 that had come in. Actually, she had $3,000 that was completely unexpected. And then she had another big sale. And another woman, actually, we prayed for her niece that was dealing with cancer. And she said, "You can't believe it. My niece went in and had amazing test results today." And, the thing about prayer is you don't know what happens, or, you just know that in mind at some level, there's been a shift. And then another woman actually said, "You can't believe it. My shoulder's been bothering me for, months and months and months. And I woke up this morning and it's just completely gone." And I went, well, that's prayer, and the thing about prayer is that we don't try and figure out how or what or when or any of that. We just know that miracles happen. Bottom line, miracles definitely happen. I've experienced many, many miracles. And as we know, miracles are simply glitches in our own belief system. Everything is completely possible. And we don't want to get delusional around that we do live in a physical, context here in this 3D realm. And we do have universal laws, and we do have the law of growth. And so we don't want to just rely on just prayer to shift all problems, meaning that yes, we want to get in mind always first, but we don't want to create a bunch of problems and then go, oh, well, I'll just pray about it. Let's not be delusional, right? But it was very, very touching. And the point is that I think so many people don't understand prayer. And so I want to take a moment to talk about the miracle of prayer and how prayer works. So prayer is really the definition in my lineage is moving energy upon mind, upon universal law for a specific demonstration. So what does that mean exactly? That means that our minds are connected because we are one with the universe. We're one with all infinite potential. But it is through our limited beliefs, through our soul, through our beliefs, through our thoughts, that we actually squeeze the possibility down. And we're only able to experience a very small portion of the fullness of life. The extent to which you have limited beliefs within your soul and consciousness is the extent to which you're experiencing life, okay? So prayer basically is expanding your own consciousness. It is allowing yourself to receive what infinite truth is there. In prayer, we heal through revealing the truth. I'll say that again. In prayer, we heal through revealing the truth. We know metaphysically and through physics that what we resist persists, right? So prayer is really first just knowing the perfection of whatever's going on, and then we expand it, right? So when we did the prayer the other day on the woman's niece about cancer, it was a really touchy topic because I always have to go very gently into something health related. Because oftentimes many of us can think about things that we'd pray for as far as, in our relationships or say in our money, that we know somehow it's coming down to our own beliefs and our own ways of being. It's very hard for people to understand at a subconscious and a cultural one-minded race consciousness of how we've chosen and created things like cancer. And so we know that there is only perfect health in the world, meaning that there's always an equal mental equivalent. Not just for that individual, but you have to remember that we are not individuals. We are connected culturally. So the choices we've made to have toxic food, toxic water, high stress, things like that, we have created this thing called cancer, in that there's cancer, but we have developed it to be something that is blooming within our culture, in that I think the stat is somewhere around 1 in 4 people will be diagnosed with cancer. So this is not just this woman's niece's battle, this is all of our battle. So we went into deep prayer around knowing that this is perfect health, meaning that there is a perfect mental equivalent, and that this is really the call forth of us to rise to the occasion around all of this. And so knowing this, prayer is a place to expand our consciousness, accept what is, see the perfection of what is, and then basically be open to receiving newness, new innovation, new ways of going about things, new answers, and knowing that as we shift and go beyond that resistance, miracles literally happen. I kind of explain it like, I don't know if you've ever seen in a movie or you've been over to Europe in the old railroad stations, the old train stations. And what happens is as they're putting up new information, they have like these little slots, these little flaps of times and numbers and things. And when one changes, they all kind of go, and they all like start shifting. It's like that. It's kind of like that in the time matrix of prayer. When one of those little things flip in your mind, when there's some resistance, it's like one thing flips and the whole time-space spectrum of the Akashic records changes. It's the most phenomenal thing. And the profound miracle thing about prayer is that we don't know, right? When we go deep into a prayer, we have no idea the profoundness of shifting in ways, the butterfly effect in all areas of not only our life, but of the entire world. And so I'm here to say that prayer is the most powerful thing. It is the most powerful thing I can do in my day. If you have a to-do list, at the very top of your to-do list, prayer is probably the most important thing, because we know everything begins in mind. And so today we're going to live in alignment with all the universal laws, but we pick one universal law each day. So today we're going to pick the law of healing, because healing is done through the revealing of truth. You have the power to heal through the power of your mind. You have been endowed with an infinite intelligence and an innate healer within. Aligning to truth, aligning to Mother Nature, aligning to universal laws allows symptoms and problems and angst to go away. Negativity, toxicity, and stress are all indicators that you're not in alignment. So if you're not in your flow of life and you feel like there's problems or resistance or things that need to be healed, the only way to do that is to reveal the truth. We can try and solve problems it's like, imagine there's a bunch of things on top of a table. And it's called life, and you've got a problem over here and your job over here and your relationship over here, and you start moving everything around on the table, thinking that it's going to work out. But the problem is, until you actually shift the table below it, everything's going to pretty much stay in the same spot. And so you've got to shift that foundational thing, which is belief. It is belief and your consciousness. And so today, as you go through your day, I invite you to do the daily spiritual practice of having your life be a living prayer. Have your life be a living prayer. As you go through your day, knowing the truth, holding potential, having a daily spiritual practice, holding compassion, living from your heart, doing things with intention, and putting your attention on what you truly want to expand in this life. If you focus on problems, you'll have more problems. If you focus on gratitude and knowing the truth, you will reveal and have more truth and more joy. And so today's challenge is to do one prayer. I invite you to do one prayer today. And we walked the girls through a prayer the other day. There's all different types of prayer. There's no wrong way of praying other than we don't want to resist, right? Prayer is not about wishing you had something, which is resisting what is. But prayer is really opening up. So I take them through the 5 steps of affirmative prayer, which is basically recognition. Recognize there's one divine source and that life force. And I unify with that. The second step is unification. I unify as that because that is the core of my essence. I reveal. Third step is revealing that today I declare to live passionately with purpose and knowing that any problem that has ever occurred is here for my growth. I receive it fully. And then there is the release, knowing that gratitude is the 4th step, just simply energizing and visualizing whatever it is that you truly want to demonstrate in your life. And 5th is releasing, knowing that you don't have to control it, giving up that control and allowing to hand it over to source, to the universe. And so it is. And today, may you live your truth, love your life, and use prayer every day. Thanks again for tuning in to Dr. Erin. I'd like to invite you to write a review for this podcast on iTunes. It's important that we like, share, and comment and support the communities that we love. In return, I have a free gift for you, 30 guided meditations, which you can find at drerin.tv. That's www.drerin.tv. Get inspired and learn to use your mind for good via my free app, which includes my daily live show, interviews, power talks, universal law lessons, and more. Also, if you're ready to take a quantum leap in your life, you can join my mastermind, and you can claim your free digital masterclass with the purchase of my international best-selling book, Awakening, a 40-day guide to unleashing your spiritual powers, life purpose, and manifesting your dreams. Thanks again, and may you live your truth.